Hello, super scientists, and welcome. Go grab your explorer hats because we are about to go on an awesome science adventure, all about the incredible living things that share our world. So, are you ready? We're going to dig for clues in the world of plants, meet some incredible animal families, and even travel back in time to find out all the secrets of giant dinosaurs. Let's get started. First stop on our adventure, let's imagine we can shrink down to the size of a ladybug and explore the green world all around us, from tiny little flowers to giant tall trees. But have you ever stopped and wondered, how do they get so big and strong? What's their secret recipe? Well, it all starts with something called basic needs. Now, think about what you need every single day. You need yummy food for energy to run and play, and a big drink of water when you get thirsty, right? Of course. Well, plants are just like us. They have their own special list of things they absolutely must have to grow up healthy and happy. So, what's on a plant's must-have list? Let's break it down. First, they need lots of bright sunlight. That's like their superpower energy. Then, of course, they get thirsty, so they need water. They also need to breathe air, just like we do. And for food, they soak up nutrients from the soil. You can think of it like special plant vitamins. And last, they need space to stretch out their roots and leaves so they aren't all bumping into each other. You know, a plant works kind of like a super organized team. Check this out. Way down in the dirt, the roots are working hard, soaking up all that water and all those yummy nutrients. Then, the stem acts like a super long drinking straw, slurping all that good stuff up. And the leaves? Oh, they're the chefs. They take all that sunlight and turn it into food for the whole plant. How cool is that? All right, explorers, great job. Now let's stomp, crawl, and fly out of the world of plants and right into the wild world of animals. There are so many different kinds of animals on our planet. You ready to meet a few of the main groups? First up, let's talk about mammals. Hey, wait a minute. That's us. You're a mammal. Mammals are animals that have fur or hair, their babies drink milk from their moms, and they breathe air with lungs, just like you're doing right now. From fuzzy kittens to giant whales to you and me, we're all part of the mammal family. Now let's fly over to our next group. Birds! Birds are easy to spot because they're covered in beautiful feathers and they have wings. Now, most birds, like robins and blue jays, use those wings to fly high in the sky. But some, like ostriches and penguins, don't fly at all, and all bird moms lay their eggs in little nests. Okay, next up, let's slither on over to the reptiles. These critters are super cool. They have dry skin that's covered in scales, and most of them lay their eggs on land. This group has all sorts of awesome animals, like slithery snakes, crocodiles, and even tortoises, who carry their own built-in houses right on their backs. Get ready for the transformers of the animal world, amphibians. These animals live an amazing double life. Seriously. They start out in the water as little tadpoles, swimming around. But then, as they get older, they totally change their bodies and move on to land, just like a frog hopping from one lily pad to another. Okay, let's take a deep breath and dive under the waves to meet the fish. Fish spend their entire lives in the water. They have fins that work like little paddles to help them swim around, and they're usually covered in shiny scales. And here's the coolest part. They don't have lungs. Instead, they use special things called gills to breathe underwater. Last but not least, let's talk about the biggest group of all, insects. All insects have a special body plan. They have a hard covering on the outside, 3 main body parts, and, here's the secret code, they always have 6 legs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So butterflies, ants, and beetles are all insects. Phew, that's a lot of groups. So here's a super easy trick to tell some of them apart. Just look at their outfits. Mammals, like us, have soft fur or hair. Birds have awesome colorful feathers, and both reptiles and fish are covered in tough protective scales. So we've met the animal families, but what about how they grow up? You might think a baby animal just gets bigger and bigger, but for some animals, the change is so amazing, it's like real-life magic. Let's find out more. Let's start with the incredible life of a butterfly. It all begins as a teeny tiny little egg on a leaf. Then, pop! Out comes a caterpillar, and boy is it hungry. It just munches and crunches on leaves all day. Once it's big and full, it builds a special little case around itself called a pupa. And inside that case, a beautiful butterfly gets ready to come out. This mind-blowing change from a caterpillar to a butterfly has a really cool science name. It's called metamorphosis. It's a big word, but it just means that an animal's body completely transforms as it gets older. It's like a real-life superhero changing from one form into something totally different. And butterflies aren't the only ones who do it. Check out a frog. It starts as a little jelly-like egg in the water. Then a tadpole hatches and swims around with its long tail. But then the magic starts. It begins to grow legs, its tail gets shorter and shorter, and before you know it, it's a full-grown frog that can hop right out of the pond. So our world has all kinds of places, right? Freezing cold places, super hot deserts, deep oceans. How do plants and animals survive everywhere? Well, they have their own special survival skills, kind of like their very own superpowers. And these amazing superpowers have a science name too. They're called adaptations. An adaptation is just any special body part or clever trick that helps a living thing be a perfect match for the place it lives. Let's look at two totally different animals. A penguin that lives in the freezing cold has a thick layer of fat and special feathers that work like a super warm winter coat to keep it from getting chilly. But a camel in the hot, sandy desert has super long eyelashes that work like little windshield wipers to keep the sand out of its eyes. See? They each have the perfect adaptation for their home. And some adaptations are a little stinky. You know what I'm talking about. A skunk. To keep itself safe, a skunk can spray a really, really bad smell. Phew! That stinky power is an amazing adaptation that tells other animals, hey, stay away. Okay, science explorers, for our final adventure, we're going to need a time machine. Let's grab our shovels and brushes because we're going way, way, way back in time to dig up the secrets of the dinosaurs. You can't go to the zoo to see a T-Rex. And do you know why? It's because they are extinct. That's a big word that just means that a whole group of animals or plants is gone from the earth forever. So, if they're all gone, how do we know they were even here? Well, it's because they left behind some amazing clues for us to find. Those clues are called fossils. And making one takes a super, super long time. I'm talking millions of years. Here's how it happens. First, a dinosaur dies and gets covered up by mud or sand. All the soft parts go away, and only the hard bones are left. Then, over a long time, those bones slowly turn into rock. And then, millions of years later, wind and rain might wear away the dirt, and a very lucky scientist gets to discover it. It just makes you wonder, what other amazing secrets in giant bones are still hiding right under our feet, waiting to be discovered? Keep exploring, super scientists.